Hey, hey, my fishing friends. Your expert angler is back with another crucial forecast. Today, we're diving deep into the conditions for Tuesday, December 2nd, 2025, across our beloved Canada. What a day it's shaping up to be. I'm talking about a period right on the cusp of prime ice fishing, with conditions that will make some species tricky and others, well, downright hungry. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to turn a chilly December day into a fishing triumph. Get ready for some winter wisdom that could just land you the catch of the season. First up, let's talk about the majestic Lake Trout. My friends, on this 2nd of December, these incredible fighters will be a prime target. With water temperatures in the Great Lakes hovering around 42.1 degrees Fahrenheit, or about 5.6 degrees Celsius, and generally above average for this time of year, lake trout are feeling quite comfortable in their deep, cold habitats. You'll want to focus your efforts in deeper lake basins, around drop-offs and underwater structures. They'll be cruising these areas, looking for bait fish. For tactics, I recommend heavy jigging spoons or large tube jigs fished right on or near the bottom. A good fish finder is your best friend here, helping you pinpoint those deep pockets where the lakers are lurking. Work your lure aggressively, then pause, mimicking a wounded baitfish. That pause can often trigger a strike from a cautious trout. Next, let's turn our attention to the toothy northern pike. December is a fantastic time for pike, especially as ice fishing starts to get into full swing in many Canadian lakes. Pike are known to be opportunistic predators year-round, but in these colder waters, they can be incredibly active. Look for them along weed lines, near submerged structures like fallen trees or rock piles, and especially in areas where there might be a slight current or an inflow of fresh water, which often means more oxygen. Remember that little trick about pike creating oxygen domes? Keep an eye out for areas that just feel right, perhaps where other fish are congregating. For tackle, tip-ups with large dead bait like smelt or herring are deadly effective. If you're using a rod, go for large spoons or aggressive jerkbaits. They're looking for a substantial meal to sustain them in the cold, so don't be shy with your lure size. Just be sure to have a good pair of pliers and a jaw spreader handy for safe release. Finally, for those who love consistent action and a delicious meal, the yellow perch are calling. These schooling fish are often quite active in early winter. They're trying to feed up, and you can find large schools of them. Where to find them? Think shallow to medium depths, especially near the edges of deeper breaks, subtle humps, or sandy flats that transition into weeds. They often follow the contours of the lake bottom. The key to perch is finding the school. Once you find one, you're often in for a treat. Light action rods with small jigs tipped with a maggot, a wax worm, or a small minnow are absolutely perfect. Drop your bait down, give it a few subtle jiggles, and be ready for those characteristic gentle taps. Sometimes, if they're finicky, a dead stick with a small minnow can outfish active jigging. These guys are always looking for food to fuel their higher winter activity, so if you find them, you'll likely have a good day. All right, my friends, let's break down the conditions and understand why our finned buddies will be behaving the way they do on this particular Tuesday, December 2nd, 2025. Weather. For the Toronto area, we're looking at a chilly day, with temperatures ranging from a low of about 24 degrees Fahrenheit, or -4 degrees Celsius, to a high of 31 degrees Fahrenheit, or -1 degree Celsius. It's going to be partly cloudy during the day, transitioning to mostly cloudy by night, with a 25% chance of a light snowfall during the day and dropping to 10% at night. This cold but relatively stable weather pattern, without any drastic pressure changes, usually means fish will be in a more consistent feeding mode, rather than shutting down due to extreme shifts. The light winds will also make for more comfortable fishing conditions, which, let's be honest, is a bonus for US anglers. Water temperature. The surface water temperatures across the Great Lakes, including Lake Ontario near us, are holding at around 42.1 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about 5.6 degrees Celsius. Interestingly, these temperatures are generally 3 to 5 degrees Fahrenheit above average for early December. This slightly warmer than average water means that fish that are usually deep and sluggish in winter might be a bit more active than usual, and some transition zones could still hold concentrations of bait fish, keeping predators engaged. Fish will still seek out warmer pockets and areas with stable thermal stratification, but overall, this isn't a shocking cold snap that would shut them down completely. Moon phase. Now for the lunar factor. On December 2nd, 2025, we'll be under a waxing gibbous moon with an illumination of around 91 to 95%. This means the moon will be bright and visible for most of the night, rising in the mid-afternoon and setting just before sunrise. Popular fishing lore often suggests that the days leading up to a full moon, like our waxing gibbous, can be excellent for fishing. The increased light, even at night, is believed by many to stimulate fish activity, especially for nocturnal feeders. So if you're out late or early, this bright moon might just be working in your favor. Overall fish activity. Considering all these factors, the cold, stable temperatures, slightly warmer than average water, and a bright waxing gibbous moon, I'd give the overall bite assessment for Canada on December 2nd as good to moderate, with periods of strong activity. While it's certainly winter and ice fishing conditions are setting in, the lack of extreme cold snaps or violent storms means fish aren't under immense stress. Species like Lake Trout, northern pike, and Yellow Perch, which are adapted to colder water, will be actively foraging. The challenge will be in locating them, as they might be concentrated in specific areas where oxygen levels are favorable or where bait fish are gathered. Pay attention to structure and depth changes, and don't be afraid to move around until you find them. The waxing gibbous moon could definitely spark some feeding windows, especially in low light conditions. This isn't a day to stay home, my friends. It's a day to bundle up and enjoy the hunt. And there you have it, my dedicated anglers, your comprehensive forecast for Tuesday, December 2nd, 2025. I truly hope this gives you the edge you need to make your next trip a successful one. Remember, every day on the water is a good day, but a little bit of knowledge can make it an even better one. So grab your gear, stay warm, and from my boat to yours, I wish you all tight lines. And ni vosta, ni cheshwi, may you have neither tail nor scale. Before you head out, do me a huge favor. If you found this forecast helpful, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any future reports. And tell me in the comments below, what are your favorite winter fishing spots in Canada? What's your go-to lure when the water turns cold? Share your wisdom and let's build this amazing fishing community together. Until next time, happy fishing.